Welcome to Sugosha Media News, your quick briefing on the top defense technology and global security headlines for 9th of July 26. A common thread across the developments is the accelerating pace of innovation and modernization in the defense and aerospace sector, both in India and globally. From an IIT Madras alumni-founded deep tech startup securing fresh funding and CSIR-NAL advancing the indigenous SARAS MK-II aircraft to DRDO's successful Pinaka long-range guided rocket test and the Indian Army's planned procurement of Carl Gustaf Mark-IV launchers, India continues to strengthen its indigenous defense capabilities. Complementing these efforts are initiatives such as the acceptance of necessity for high-performance computing systems, which will enhance computational capabilities for defense applications. Globally, collaborations such as Raytheon's partnership with European defense firms to expand Stinger missile production and Australia's acquisition of the EOS R400 Slinger Counter-UAS system reflect the increasing emphasis on advanced technologies, resilient supply chains, and enhanced security preparedness in an evolving threat environment. A look at the news in detail. An IIT Madras alumni-founded startup, Blurgs AI, working at the intersection of artificial intelligence, defense, and maritime technology, has secured $2.2 million in its first institutional funding round to accelerate its global expansion. Blurgs AI, a deep tech startup founded by IIT Madras alumni Roshan Raj Mohanty and Avinash Kori, announced that the investment will help strengthen its AI-powered intelligence platforms designed for defense, national security, and commercial maritime operations worldwide. The funding was led by Pravega Ventures and Shastra VC, with participation from angel investors Suraj Nalin, co-founder of Play Simple Games, and Yashwant Madhusudan, co-founder of File. The startup has already established a diverse customer base before raising institutional capital. According to IIT Madras, its AI platforms are being used by mission-critical organizations across defense, conservation, maritime industries, and India's public sector ecosystem. Its clients include the Indian Navy, Indian Coast Guard, Bharat Electronics, DRDO laboratories, and the Mumbai Port Authority. The early adoption demonstrates the practical value of its technology in sectors where real-time intelligence and reliability are essential. Indian Army has issued a request for proposal for the procurement of 450 units of the 84 lightweight rocket launcher Carl Gustaf Mark-IV, complete with accessories and spares. According to the RFP, the weapon would be weighing no more than 7 kilograms, a barrel life of 1500 rounds or 15 years, with an effective range of 350 to 800 meters. Crucially, the new launcher must outperform the older Mark III variant in both accuracy and reliability, while functioning reliably in temperatures ranging from -20 degrees to +50 degrees Celsius, a clear nod to India's diverse operational terrain from high-altitude Himalayan post to the deserts of Rajasthan. Delivery is expected within 12 months of contract signing. An RFI for High Performance Computing Systems (HPCS) is issued under the Buy Indian with overall IC minimum of 60% and minimum 50% of overall IC for material components software manufacture in India by the Air Force. HPCS is an integrated system which logically and physically hardwires the numerous nodes, interconnect, massive storage along with precision cooling and power supply. Further, robust online monitoring system with data center infrastructure are invariably part of this integrated system to command, control, and communicate with the system. The proposal covers the supply, installation, and commissioning of HPCS designed to deliver sustained performance of at least 1 petaflop with 1.5 petabyte of usable storage for global as well as regional weather forecasting. The system will support weather simulation through numerical weather prediction models, ensemble runs, and data assimilation with role-based access for users. The last date of submission of the expression of interest is on 31st of July. DRDO conducted a successful flight test of Pinaka long-range guided rocket LRGR at the Integrated Test Range, Chandipur, on 8th of July. The rocket was tested for a user-defined minimum range of 60 kilometers. Demonstrating all-in-flight maneuvers as planned, the LRGR impacted on the target with textbook precision, exactly following the predicted trajectory. All the deployed range instruments tracked the flight throughout its trajectory. The Pinaka LRGR rocket is designed by ARDE in association with High Energy Materials Research Laboratory with support from Defence Research and Development Laboratory and Research Centre, Imarat. The flight trial was coordinated by ITR and Proof and Experimental Establishment. The rocket was launched from the in-service Pinaka launcher, demonstrating its versatility and providing launch capability of Pinaka variants of different ranges from the same launcher. CSIR-NAL has officially frozen the design of SARAS MK-II, a 19-seater indigenous passenger aircraft, and is now moving into the prototype and manufacturing phase. The aircraft has already undergone wind tunnel testing and preliminary validation of its systems. With the design now frozen, the focus has shifted to prototype manufacturing, assembly, and integration. Alongside the SARAS MK-II, NAL is also advancing the Hansa III new generation trainer aircraft. Having reached certification, the Hansa program is now moving towards mass production, with Pioneer Clean Amps Private Limited establishing a 150 crore rupees facility in Andhra Pradesh capable of producing up to 100 aircrafts annually. This complements India's broader aviation strategy, as the country is projected to require nearly 30,000 pilots over the next 2 decades. A look at some global news. Raytheon is aiming to double its Stinger surface-to-air missile production by collaborating with European defence firms, building on a memorandum of understanding signed in August 25 to produce Stinger missiles in Europe. Raytheon has tasked Diehl Defence with producing the missile's guidance section and sourcing related subcontinents from suppliers across Europe. Raytheon is also working with Dutch suppliers to manufacture additional major Stinger assemblies, while final assembly, testing, and completion will take place in the Netherlands. The expanded production capacity aims to meet the demand of European militaries for the combat-proven missile, supporting future work with the NATO Support and Procurement Agency. The Australian Department of Defence has awarded an $3.9 million contract to Canberra-based Electro-Optic Systems to procure an undisclosed number of R400 Slinger Counter-Unmanned Aircraft Systems. According to the DRDO, the R400 Slinger uses a laser-guided rocket and machine gun to neutralize UAV threats. EOS states that the system can track and engage UAVs at ranges beyond 800 meters. The system is equipped with the Bushmaster M230 Link Fed 30 by 113 mm cannon, Echodyne EchoGuard 4D multi-mission surveillance radar, a 4-axis sighting system with an independently stabilized sensor unit, and lightweight 30 mm proximity fused ammunition. It can also support 70 mm rocket effectors. The Echodyne EchoGuard radar has a detection range of 3.5 kilometers for vehicles and 2.2 kilometers for humans. The sensor's day camera provides detection, recognition, and identification ranges of 12,000 meters, 5,600 meters, and 4,700 meters, respectively. The thermal imager offers corresponding ranges of 13,700 meters, 5,100 meters, and 4,000 meters. Here's a quick wrap of today's news. Today's defense and aerospace developments highlighted continued momentum in military modernization, indigenous innovation, and global defense manufacturing. An IIT Madras alumni-founded deep tech startup raised $2.2 million to support its global expansion, while the Indian Army moved ahead with the procurement of 450 Carl Gustaf Mark-IV rocket launchers. The government also accorded acceptance of necessity for a high-performance computing system to strengthen defense computing capabilities. In a major indigenous milestone, DRDO successfully flight tested the Pinaka long-range guided rocket, and CSIR SARAS-NAL froze the design of SARAS MK-II, clearing the way for prototyping manufacturing of the indigenous 19-seater aircraft. On the international front, Raytheon partnered with European defence firms to double Stinger missile production, while Australia awarded EOS a contract for its R400 Slinger Counter-UAS system, underscoring the global focus on strengthening air defence, counter-drone capabilities, and resilient defence supply chains. At Sugosha Media, we turn complex defense and aerospace developments into clear, actionable insights. From interpreting defense policies and facilitating market entry to navigating offsets and strategic partnerships, we help organizations transform strategy into execution within India's evolving aerospace and defense ecosystem. Follow Sugosha Advisory on LinkedIn to stay informed with the latest insights and become part of the conversation driving India's defense and strategic landscape. Our focus is simple: to bridge policy, technology, and business, enabling organizations to convert regulatory knowledge into sustainable growth and long-term opportunities. We look forward to partnering with you in shaping the next phase of India's defense and aerospace ecosystem. Thank you.